By far, guys, this will probably be the most longest video I'll ever do. This video is going to be about Mac versus PC versus Linux. Now, I will occasionally be looking at my notes, which this has been waiting for about 3 months or longer. I'm not sure when last time I wrote this, but yeah, I dated it 11/20/08. That's a long time ago. So anyway, first I'm gonna start with Linux. Now I'm gonna do everything based on pros and cons of Linux. Excuse me. Just get the Mountain Dew voltage, Mountain Dew feedback. So I need to give me some energy. Pros of Linux is it's free, open source. Most of it's free and open source. We'll run on older hardware. Like I had that old Pentium 1 166 megahertz machine. Linux ran fine on that, but I had to get rid of that machine. I no longer have it. That machine actually just quit working one day. It just didn't want to turn on. Actually, it was a couple months ago when it quit. Just boom. Actually, I think it was a couple weeks after I wrote this. Linux is somewhat fast. You know, the installation time is not really fast, but I guess that varies from the computer. It has very eye-pleasing GUI like Mac OS X, like Leopard does. No, Leopard is Mac OS X Leopard. And has about like a good eye-pleasing GUI, or GUI, it's pronounced. No, it's not really a system resource hog. Linux is not that hungry on system resources. There's a lot of 3D effects that Mac OS has too, like a dock and stuff. It runs on a very wide variety of CPUs like ARM and like mobile CPUs, like cell phone CPUs or computers. It'll run on Intel, it'll run on ARM, it'll run on a PlayStation processor, it'll run on any kind of processor probably. I'm not sure. Some cons about it. Very confusing terminal. I don't use the terminal. Whenever I use Linux, I try to avoid the terminal. Will not run Windows or Mac OS apps natively without it. I can never pronounce this. Emulator player. Terminal and what? You need to remember code to use the terminal. It's very confusing to remember code, like sudo, command shift. I don't even really mess with code. Linux is very buggy. The reason that's why it's open source is because it's extremely buggy. Well, doesn't crash. It's just really not stable. It can be very confusing for the novice Linux user. Alright, I'm going to go to Microsoft Windows. What an operating system. Some pros about it. It can be fairly simple and easy to use. Now, I have Boot Camp on my MacBook Pro, and it's fairly simple to use Windows. Windows is almost everybody knows how to use Windows. Unless you've been stuck in a hole for 30 years, so you know how to use Windows, obviously. Sorry if you really can't hear my voice because this dumb air conditioner up here. Anyway, it's pretty common around the world, but it's kind of the second pro about it. Has a lot of apps that'll run with it, like WinRip, WinRAR, WinZip. I can't talk today. WinZip and WinRAR, Office and Paint, Calculator. Mac has all that too. So Windows XP has very good networking, unlike Vista and other ones. That's why my school still uses Windows XP. We have not even moved to Vista yet. I suggested move all to Macs. We have a few Macs in my school. We have a Mac Lab, actually. Some cons. Now, I got a whole list of cons. Very few Mac cons. So, it's really a system resource hog. Whenever I run Windows XP, I have Core to Duo processor in my MacBook, which I'm currently looking at right now, is slammed. You know what? I think I will run Windows XP right now. I have it in VMware right now, so it's not on launched in VMware. Okay, now it's running in VMware. Now it says like 70%. I would show you guys because my camera is actually connected to my Mac doing this on iMovie, so my USB cable will pull right out of the camera if I move my Mac or my camera. Okay, so sorry. It's 25 years old. Kill it already. Seriously. It's way too expensive. $125 for a home basic edition of Windows Vista. Freaking expensive. Bill Gates is causing a recession. Yeah, he is. There's no hope for Windows. It just plain sucks butt. Crashes way too much. Now, I'm going to go to macOS. Pros is a cool 3D leopard interface, and I'm not sure if it's a leopard interface. It's just a cool interface in general. The stacks and the dock, which is kind of flat, and has all the applications and the screensaver and the quick look and all that. It's just awesome. And by the way, I'm reading a book on Macs. I checked up in the library. It's very, very fast and very, very responsive. It's easy on RAM, GPU, and CPU. Well, you'd think it would be because of all the fancy graphics, but there's some type of way, I think. It has to do with Rosetta. Rosetta, if you don't... I'm trying to keep myself from cracking an Apple joke, but I guess Apple left no stone unturned. It can have the ability to run Windows using Boot Camp, which I'd like. Give it a go. It's a cool operating system design, the way it's designed, and everything, but it can be a little confusing at times. Most machines that they make are Energy Star rated. Very, very powerful. It can run like most movie makers use Final Cut to do their movies. You know, it's awesome. It has been in the computer game longer than Microsoft has even existed. Actually, 3 months, but that's not bad. It's very, very stable. Not really buggy, but it can be a tad bit buggy. It runs on the Intel chipset, G4, G3, G5 chipset. It has an NVIDIA GPU, most of them do. I'm going to do the cons. It has a very proprietary OS that won't run Windows apps without an emulator. Emulator, that's good. It's a tad expensive. Can be. It's a little pricey. Heat issues are very common. It can't run Windows apps natively on the OS. On macOS itself. On macOS itself. Somewhat heavy. The machines are really heavy. They're hard to upgrade and they're expensive to upgrade. Well, I guess that's it, guys. Talk to you later. Peace.